Hey guys, welcome back to the Code Chronicles. It's your lovely host Pags. We're building that project management solution, and I was just flying through some code. So I was like, you know what? Time to throw on the old camcorder from 1998 and get this thing rolling. I really do have an old iPhone, but I did upgrade it. Sprint had this like cool thing where apparently if you upgraded your iPhone, you could what's it called? You get a free iPhone or something if you join their plan. So that's what I did, and I have no regrets. Okay, so boom, new date. Let's go ahead and do this. What I'm working on now is going to be the notification system. So I want to know which users are posting what at which time. And we're just going to floss right through this and continue this build. Oh, but it was side note before I leave the iPhone conversation. I used to have this old iPhone forever. It was like an iPhone 7, I think, forever. It's all cracked and janky and broken. But I love stuff like that when you get it all quality and you really use it to its most. I really do enjoy that, to be honest. Okay, so what I've done behind the scenes is build out a notification model, which is just a notification with some IDs, name, owner, all that stuff. Just heard someone on the hallway getting into some shenanigans, it sounds like. But anyway, so we have a notification which has an ID, a name, an owner. I guess the user ID technically is the owner, but I just want to pass in the user name, maybe. Maybe I'll do the user ID. Probably not a big deal to get the user name if we have the user ID associated to it. Not a huge deal, but we have the notification date. So we could say like 3 days ago, 4 days ago, that type of thing. The idea is I want this function in our store. Here's where the base notification is going to take place, and we're going to use it in the top nav. So all I have here is just a bell, and you can see it right over here. But I built out a lot of the logic. Let's see. We are not updating. We should see ASDF right next to this bell. But I did build out a lot of the logic for the notification store, set up the store already. And what it's going to be is we're going to have a create notification endpoint, and we're going to need to pass in a few things. Boom, there's the ASDF. Perfect, going to get that out of there. I just needed to see that the DOM was reacting. That's all that's important to me. So let's go back to our Prisma thing, and I'm going to say notification name. Maybe I could have said notification description. Notification owner, and the date actually gets made on the back end. So we don't need to worry about that. But the user ID, we do need to pass into the parameters we're going to do. And we have our relationship with our user. So that's defined. The user ID is going to be built. I'm going to say notification description, just because that makes a little bit more sense. And what that's going to be is like so-and-so user posted a project or something, or so-and-so updated task, whatever, right? And every time one of those endpoints are fired off, we need to fire off all that data as well. So let's go ahead and build for that. I don't know if you guys can hear the music in the background. It's pretty beautiful. It's pretty beautiful. So notification description, we have that. Let me pop out here. Okay, we have notification owner. We're going to pass that down. We have that notification date, as I said, is already passed on the back end. The user ID is made. So I think that's all we need. And the reason why we're getting underlines here, the red underlines, is just because we are not passing that in anyhow. So that's all we need to do is just do that. And you can see our function is getting a red underline, and that's going to be a type error, because if you look at our function up here, it's just accepting user ID. So we just need to update that to accept these 3 parameters. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Awesome. So now we have that fired off, and I'm going to do it with the post project for now. We're going to make this work just with the post project signup flow, I believe it is. Sign up flow with the post project. Here we go. So handle project name question. I believe that's the first one. So we're going to do await. Oh, we need to import our store. Import use notification store. That's where all that lovely logic is. Maybe it's not an object for this one. Yep, doesn't look like it's to be so. So we're going to say use notification store here. Boom. And this is actually just going to go under here. Create notification. We're going to need all these things. User store. And what else can we do for this? So we have the user ID. That's number one. Now we need the notification description. We'll say created project. And we'll just hard code that in because it's always going to be that. For this function, right? It's always going to be creating a project every time someone handles the project name question. And the notification owner, technically what we need to do is pull in the user name and user ID. But if we have the user ID on the front end, I bet we could probably, I don't know. Let's look at our user store and see what tools we have built out. If we could just get the user really quick and pass in their name, I don't see why not. It doesn't seem like a huge deal. So we have get users, get user. So get users by project ID. It doesn't look like we have a get user by ID. Interesting. Thought we built that, to be honest. Looks like we have not. So easy fix. We will just go to the user store. We should have the user profile then. Let's not do all that jazz. We'll just go to the user store, and I believe we should have the profile, and then we'll say user first name, I believe. Let's double check the user store. So it's going to be the profile that's get sets from clerk, the clerk user bridge. And I believe we could just do user, let's see, it's like user dot, yeah, first name. We have access to that. So profile dot first name, that's the same object we're popping into. So we'll say dot first name. And I'll even do it better by saying plus this. And we want the last name as well, if it's there. So I'll go ahead and make these conditional like this. So this is going to be the entire username. Keeps it easy on us. I guess we don't have to pass it in. But hey, this is America. You know what I mean? Do what we want. So boom, username. We're passing that into our create notification function. So we should have notifications. Let's push that into our little bell there at the top. So I'm going to go into here. We're going to say import use notification store. Nope, not that. That's not what we want. Notification store. Come on, IntelliSense. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? You just gave me some love. There we go. We're back. Okay, so, and I'm going to copy this one down, or I'll just steal it and call it the store deal. I only do that just for good kind of documentation and organization, right? So notification, okay, just had to double check I spelled that right. And basically what this is going to be, it's going to be a drop down, but for right now, we'll just go ahead and do the notifications. We'll map them. We're going to get a notification. Come on, IntelliSense, you were halfway working with us. Really need to upgrade the tab 9 deal. You know what I mean? Using the free version is just not cutting it anymore. But anyway, let's go ahead and just, this is where like our little template will be of the notification. So let's build it out, I guess, just enough to see some data. So notification description of like, did we update the Prisma schema? I'm wondering if we did that or not. I don't know if I did. Okay, we'll run dev after, and the schema should be updated. Boom. So I don't think we have the name anymore. Yeah, we just have the description. So that's a lie. That's a lie right there. We don't have that one. Don't think it was updated, so it wasn't throwing an error. Oh, and I did try to make this a PWA. I'll need to work on that a little bit more. PWA is a progressive web application. It's like where you can have service workers. The application can still run off cached data. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed when you go on the plane and you like have Instagram open, it'll still let you use the application, at least for all the data that's on your phone. And I believe you could still make posts, and it won't post them until you land and get service again. But I believe it like stores that in cache and then we'll fire it off. So that's kind of what a progressive web application does. I do know there's companies like Twitter as well, who I think they're like native application on their phone. I think Twitter and Uber are actually PWAs, and like Mercedes-Benz and let's see what applications are PWAs, meaning they're one code base. So they don't have a native version and a web desktop version. They just have one version. Just kind of cool. It's like Xamarin, I think, for the C#. Boom, look at all these Starbucks, Uber, Twitter Lite, Pinterest, Tinder, Spotify. So these are all PWAs. But anyway, that's not what this episode's about. We're building notifications, folks. No time for all this stuff. All right, let's pull this up. We're getting a ton of consoles. I'll have a day of just debugging behind the scenes. But that's not really fun to do on these live performances, if you will. But anyway, let's get that user data. Looks like we're having that same error from the other day. So we're going to log out, log back in, give it a go. And I think it's thundering outside, which is just such an interesting dynamic right now. You know, the atmosphere feels just really unique. All right, so we got our notification, I believe. We haven't tested it at all, but I'm just gonna go believe that it's gonna work, you know? We have notification description, just like that. And I believe from the notification store, we did update it, I believe. Nice, we did, okay. Great, so we have it hard-coded in. We have it firing off all this stuff. It looks like it should work, but per usual, I'm going to go ahead and console log all of this stuff. Make sure we get it on the back end. If we get it all on the back end, we're going to know we're pretty much there. Notification owner, notification ID, notification date. We want it all. Boom. So we don't want to see any undefines there. We want to see all of it. Let's see what we got. So base notification, that's where it's going to be. And then that post request where we're posting a project. That's where we're actually going to get all this data, is whenever we post a project, we're going to fire off all this stuff. So you can see our 3D model's just struggling to keep up. Computer's doing like 10 things right now. So let's keep that console open. Go ahead and hit dashboard, go to dashboard. Getting a chunk area issue. Ignore. We're in building mode, folks. We're in building mode. Sometimes I ignore bugs because by the time you, at least while we're still like working with the infrastructure of the application, you know, like I'm roughly built out a lot of things. So there's a timeline component now where we're going to have kind of dates, and this is all custom made, handmade. I wish I recorded the video on it. It's actually something similar I did at Babson. Let me show that really quick. If we can just load here. Boom. So the idea is I want to be able to push like goals for people to see where they're at based on they declare as, but we'll work on that one later, not today. It's going to be really cool though. But that way you can kind of track goals and like see where your progress is at. And it's a project management system, right? So you want to see your deadlines, you want to see, you know, your percentage completion, all these things, all these just like core statistics. But anyway, so let's fire off a function to post. Let's see. So we're gonna see if we get any of that. Creating project. Got a 404, but we did see it pop through. So I think that 404 was something else created by Ryan Paglione. Boom, boom, boom. Sunday, perfect. So we got all that information. We got all of our notification details. Let's refetch, see if it pops up over here. And our it'll be really crammed, but we'll take it for now. That'll work great. Because then all we just need to do is make it absolute position, folks. That would be all. Let's see. Notification. Oh, and you know what I need to do is fire off a get notification function on landing, right? So we probably also want to have some way to see if the notifications were recently viewed or not, right? So, you know, red circle on everything, right? That's like, hey, you got a new DM on Instagram, or you got a new message on YouTube, or you got a new whatever. So we definitely want to think about how to do that. I'm not sure quite how to do that, but so get notifications. It looks like I'm going to need to pull in the user store. Use user store. Boom, just like this. And we'll go ahead and pop in the user profile or the user ID, I believe. We should have it. So, boom. Problem solved. We'll just declare it as a string, so that should take away that error. Let's see, give it a sec. It's not assignable to type string, type no. Oh, there it goes. Okay, perfect. So now let's try. Let's see if our notification store gets fetched. We might need to do some awaiting on getting the user ID, kind of stuff like that, right? Seems to be par for the course. Because ultimately our user ID needs to be fetched first for anything to pretty much work. Like we need to know which user it is. We need to know everything pretty much. So I am going to console log a bunch of stuff. Let's see where we are at with the notifications. It might just be returning nothing right now because we get the user ID after. So how do we do that? We throw the user ID in the dependency array. So now when the user ID updates, triggers that, it kind of subscribes to this use effect. In a way, it's like kind of watching it. It's almost like a watcher. For those who use Vue, very much like a watcher. But Vue is watch effect also. So I don't know, but basically it's gonna fetch, and then it should, boom, success. There we go, and there's our notifications. So we're just going to conditionally render this. Say, hold on, don't render them quite yet. And it looks like we should see notifications. Now, notifications also, I believe, are going to be part of projects. So every service we add, like a notification service, a project service, a user service, we have to connect that to every other piece of thing. Because if like someone updates a project, well, you're using both the project service and the notification service, right? So it becomes one of those things where we're gonna get type error. Success notifications. What are we setting it to? What in matrimony? Holy moly. So we're getting the response data. I see. So notifications are being set to the response data. No, that makes sense. Ooh, maybe it's response data dot notifications. Let's try that one more time. Let's go ahead and console log this response as well, see what we're working with. Doesn't look like we got very much of anything, but we're almost there. Last episode was pretty epic too. This project history component, I am just like so proud of myself on that one. Just the idea of it, the UI UX, the restore functionality. I just think it's a really kind of novel. Maybe it's not very novel, but to me it feels novel. That's happened a lot for me where I'm like, oh, I must be the first person who invented that. Nope. Nope, I wasn't. Happened before. Okay, boom. So console log response, we're getting a good response there. Let's see. Let's just go through our errors. Response.data. Data.project. So why does it come back as that? Let's go to that endpoint. I'm a little bit. Shouldn't be. It should just be finding. Oh, that's not it. User ID notifications, right? We just want it where there's notifications. That's it. Oh, I see. I see what's going on. Let's get rid of all of this. Don't want none of that. Just send the notifications over. That's all we want. That's all we want. Don't need all this extra jazz. Let's get out of the console. I already know that's where the issue was. Okay, loading user data. Boom, boom, boom. Success notifications. Nice. What did we break now? Great, 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 great. Notifications. Okay, maybe I shouldn't send it back as an object. Sorry guys, it's kind of taking its time. Taking a sweet old time. Boom, there we go. Okay, let me get out of that. Let me get out of this. Really shouldn't be throwing too much of an error, I don't feel like. But basically, we built out, I think, that quick and dirty just way to track notifications. Create a project. Nice. There it is. There it is, folks. Oop. There it is. Oop. There it is. So now when somebody creates a notification or post a project, we're going to have to add that obviously to everywhere in the project, but if we can do it in one spot, we can do it in 50 spots. So I'm worried about it. This is going to end up being a popover, which I believe we actually built in one of the earlier apps. Let's see what we got for components. That's why rebuild something if you already got it, right? Base popover, nice. Might work for our situation. The hover over or the popover, I think is, let's just take a look-see at them. Yeah, we got a hover over. The popover is probably not what we want, or could be. We just don't want that ellipse icon. And the hover over is pretty much the similar thing. So let's just use the hover over actually. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. I don't know if it's absolute positioned or not, but we will work with it. Come on, IntelliSense. There we go. And I'm going to wrap this component in that. Let's see if that makes it a little bell now, right? A little, just a bell. Let's see. Looks like there's some content trigger. Okay, so the trigger, we're going to pass in this bell. And the content is going to be, I remember how we did this, boom, the content is going to be all of this stuff, but let's go ahead and build a render template to clean up our deal. So I'll say const pop over menu, or I guess hover over menu, notification menu, one of those. All of the above, they all work, I suppose. And boom. Okay, so let me go ahead and just put render in front of that, stay a little bit organized. Say notifications, right? Notification menu. Nice, and that will be our content here. Don't need to pass children in now. I think this will start us off with a good foundation. Let's see. See where the error is. Nope, we're good to go. Okay, boom. So we hover over, maybe it's still loading, it's loading. Would be pretty cool if it worked. Would be pretty cool. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up a little bit early because that just was pretty amazing to see how quickly that all came together. I did do some prep work before, but it came together, you know. And oh, here we go. Nice. There we go, folks. There we go, create a project. We have all that stuff there. So what I can do is now actually say, I believe the popover is in relative. So I could say absolute. We could say top 10. Give it some space. Maybe not. I just saw a flash outside. I think it's starting to storm pretty bad. Let's go look at the base popover then. So don't want it to be rounded 80 pixels. Oh, it's not the popover. Forgive me. Base hover over. That's what it is. We kind of got away from the rounded 80 pixels. Oh, it's just perceiving that way because it's such a little thing. Okay, so let's see. Items fixed. I believe it's going to be all of this content here. Content, I can say relative. Maybe we can get away with everything just by doing that. Oh, no, this is absolute. Okay. Okay, so that means then we need to make this parent content relative. And now I believe... Let me think about it. I'm thinking, folks. My brain is working overtime right now. So maybe we try to make the child text, like the actual car, absolute, all that stuff. So let's see. I really need to stop doing the index. It's actually a bad optimization technique. If we're pinching pennies here, you know what I mean? We're trying to do the best thing we can do. Technically, we really shouldn't do index keys, but not the end of the world. Okay, let's see if it loads our content now. So margin top, great. This is going to end up being a list of things. So it's not just going to be one; it should be a list of guys. But I'm pretty pumped that that's actually working. So we're gonna have, I'm envisioning it. We can maybe even stash the user image URL. I guess we'd kind of clean it up and make it look pretty. So we have notification description. So that's gonna be a created project, right? But we have no idea where that is. Class name. Got it. Boom. We'll say absolute. Should bring it over here, right? Relative. Come on. Where's our data? We had it. We just had it. Don't be playing games now. Don't be doing that. Come on. refresh. Let's see. And then of course the last thing we want is that little red circle at the top. So that is actually going to be with our font icon, and we'll stash the little red circle with that. So let's build a new deal here. Const will say bell icon. Return while the DOM is loading. We'll just go ahead and build this out. Boom, font awesome. So build just a little red circle guy with the number in it, and it'll just be the length. And then obviously we're going to need to do some sort of date thing too, because we don't want to do the length of all the notifications. That can get really long, probably pretty quick. But maybe like the last week or something, right? Like just recent unseen notifications, or have like a level of you haven't seen the last 7 notifications maybe. I don't know how that works, but we'll make it work. We'll figure out something, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. So say width 4, height 4, rounded full, BG red 600, boom, bada bang. Bell icon, and we want class name. What do we want? We want this to be relative. Guys, in one of my early episodes too, I explained the relative and the absolute positioning. So let's see what this does. Sure, actually it needs to be top 0, right 4. Let's try this out. Boom. Let's see if we get a little red bell there. And what it's going to end up being is going to be basically this in the middle of it. We'll end up somehow doing a filter of all this material that's not seen yet. So that'll be something we need to add to the notifications. But we will. There's much to build. Much to build. So let's see. Let's see if this does the job. See if it does. And we probably actually want this text. Oh, and it is. Nice. So we probably want this in a little span, right? We actually want this text to be white. Text white, maybe. Actually, we can do it all in one stone. Sorry, guys. No more 2 birds, 1 stone trick, right? So text smaller, we want extra small. Text white, we want flex. Justify center. Sorry, guys. The deal not working is or the computer lagging and slowing down is crushing me. It's crushing me. So boom, we have that text center, text all this, boom. We want cursor pointer. Not sure why we're having an issue here, right? It's storming pretty bad. I know my my girlfriend lost power, so maybe I'd park it here so I don't potentially lose power. We can actually see this button working. We should see notifications. Nice. We have a little thing. Let's see if we get one. Oh, we did for a second. I saw it. I saw it with my eyeballs. I saw it. I have no idea where the notifications are going now, but we do have it built out, which is kind of cool. So I am pumped. I'm proud. Stoked. Let's see what this does. Left. Maybe we'll go left 0. Is that what we need? And we'll say top. Oh, there's that one notification. Looks like it popped up. And created project. Okay, great. Obviously, it's not looking too proper, but we are going to get there. So, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. It will happen. Justify center. That's always the go-to. Just justify center, item center. Let's see what this does with the text and all the naming. Really not liking what it is choosing to do. Don't want this to be absolute, I realized. We do want centering. But we do want the notification menu to be absolute. Problem is, don't want to position it here is the issue we're currently experiencing. So yeah, guys, I think just once I get this looking decent, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. And then I also want project was created by, right? We want the notification owner here. Notification owner. What do we call it? I believe it was owner, right? Yeah, it was. Notification owner. I'll deal with all the positioning behind the scenes because it's just really hard when the DOM's not actively working with me, when it's like delayed every 2 seconds. I'm working as fast as I can, guys. But so notifications. Let's see. Let me just pop this bell real quick. Instead of base notification next to this, I'll just put it right next to the path name, so it's like middle of the screen. But do you see how slow things are? I already hit the button, and then it like takes a second to. So things are all delayed, and it's messing with my front end flow. You know what I mean? At least that's the excuse I'll tell y'all. So. But it's coming together. It's coming together great, and I could see this working out well. I thought the notification service was honestly going to be pretty difficult. Maybe I'm overlooking a few things because I still need to do the notifications per team. But if the notifications belong to a project of just, hey, Ryan makes a post, hey, my buddy Chester makes a post, okay, we just let the whole team know, I guess, right? Because is it team notifications or is it just personal notifications? Maybe we have an opportunity for both even. But let's see. So boom, created by Ryan Paglione. Nice. Okay, so it looks like background secondary. Let's see if this, I have no idea what's going on with the positioning. So we may pop out of the hover over because I have no idea how it's kind of working. But maybe it does have something to do with the margin top. Let's see, hover over. But at least we can see create a project by Ryan Paglione. And I could probably say even at the date. And I will call that a W. I will. Let's see if that fixes part of that problem. White space, no, it's taken forever, guys. It is brutal. See the spinning wheels just spinning. And I don't know if it's an optimization issue or if it's because I'm recording 3 or 4 different things at once. So let me just put the time in and then I will shut all the stuff down. And then, yeah, we'll wrap it up there. That's a successful thing. So notification date. The last thing I would probably need to do is just format the date, which we might have a helper for. I vaguely forget if we built that already. Just a helper function that just, there's so many components now. That's awesome. Helpers, where are we at? Functions. We might have format date. We do. Perfect. That's awesome. So we'll go to base notification. We're going to pull that date format in to base notification from our helpers folder. Boom, format date from helpers, and it might be functions. Boom. And all we do is take this format date, just wrap that date in it, just pass it in just like this. And that should format the date in theory. Now we have a whole different date, so maybe I need to make a specific date formatter for this. Sorry guys, I know the notifications look terrible, but they won't look like that forever. I promise. As soon as I shut this down, I will go instantly fix it. But let's see. But the idea is we got the core functionality. Now polishing it up, like we've got it to the 70% mark or the 60% mark. So that's the important part. And as long as we could push it to that 80, 90% mark, I guess I could build tasks around this. Would probably be like, now I think we could start utilizing the Kanban page again. I don't think there's any shifts that we need to do because individual users can see their own tasks. So we have that working. What else? Projects have their own tasks as well. So maybe we recommit to the Kanban board and start documenting everything that needs to be done and everything that is getting done. Because the frustration I was having was we were keeping to have, or I had to keep dropping tasks because the data schema would change, the relationships would change, all that stuff, and then it was just like, well, why am I writing down all these tasks when I have to drop it? You know what I mean? So boom, created by Ryan Paglione at this date, this time. We want a different format date. So I'm actually going to go to the functions and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to build a different format date. Because we just want like 1 day ago, week ago. Okay, let's see. Boom, Sunday. I saw it with my own eyeballs. So what is it? Sunday, September. Literally making this a return function just so I could steal the console log of it. So I can go like this, set console log, boom. Because I don't want to type it out, so I want to pull up the console and see the date right here. Nice workbox. I don't know if that's because of the PWA potentially. That's why we're getting all these interesting workbox stuff. So a lot of cleaning up needs to be happening, obviously. Yeah, we're just getting error after error, message after message. So logging Sunday, boom. Okay, that's what we want right here. That date. Can you make a function where someone passes in a date like this? And it returns today or 1 day or today up to one week. Up to 7 days. Up to 1 month. Boom. Up to 1 year, right? Boom. I don't think someone's gonna see a notification up to 1 year, or I'll just say from a while ago. Up to 1 month. And if today is and if the date passed in, that's the word, later than a month just return a while ago. Boom. Want it in TypeScript. Okay, guys. This will be the last deal, and then I'll pop off. I really do enjoy doing this, so that's why these episodes kind of drag out, because I really enjoy it. I really do. You know, it's fun. So ChatGPT is punching that function together. Boom, boom, boom. It's making the 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, 6-day. So input date, boom. Nice. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Else return 1 month ago. Nice. Perfect. I think that's gonna work great. That's exactly what we needed just time ago for the date. So boom, there's that function. And that's all we needed. So we'll pull that. We need to export it. And then I will pull that into base notification. Set a format date. We'll just wrap that around here. And now it should update this to like, we might need a refresh, but should update that now to say like a month ago or today, right? Not boom, and it does. We can see it right there. Created project by Ryan Paglione, created a project today is probably the order we want that words or those words in. Sweet. So there's our notification system, at least the earlier parts of it. So that is pretty cool. That needs to get done are obviously the CSS of it, the absolute positioning of it. So I might build its own popover for it because I have no idea how that other popover is working right now. And then the other thing that needs to be built is what's not dismissal. That's not the word. I guess some sort of way to identify if the project's been, or if the notifications have been opened or not. So we'll have to keep track of that. So when someone hovers, or maybe we'll turn it into a click popover type situation. So when someone clicks the actual bell icon, boom, it fires off a function that says these unread notifications have been read. Yeah, so a few things need to get done with it, but it is getting there, which is super cool. Ryan Paglione created a project today is what we want. Nice. Nice. And the span can also be class name, opacity, 50, text small, etc. I'll doll it up. I will doll it up, I promise. I promise that is what I am paid to do, folks. Rounded 2XL, boom. Let's see if that comes together. I have no idea what's going on. Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much the most important part. Maybe I'll create another project. Let's go ahead and do that. I guess we could get more descriptive too, because it just says created project. Maybe we could also pass in like the project name, like created project so and so today or yesterday or something. So maybe just tiny little details like that can go a long way. Post project. Let's see if we can just do that. Post project, so created project, and then I'll also pass in the project name, and we can actually do backticks here. And I'm going to wrap this. We're gonna wrap that actually in quotes, so someone can see specifically kind of what I created. Base notification. Let's see here. We'll say MX1. Good. Looks good. Don't know what this arbitrary thing is here, but no problem to me. So boom, now we should actually be able to see what the project's name, and we'll need to do that for the notification service consistently across the application, where it's like, okay, I created this. Let's see, boom, go create projects. Come on, let's go. So create a project. End of YouTube video. I promise this is the end now. I promise. So now we got 2 notifications, so we know it's working. And then boom, Ryan Paglione created project. End of YouTube video today. Little back pat to myself. That's amazing, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.